youth man was so vibe. See, I captivate your mind and know you like me. They never knew this youth man was so. They never knew this youth man was so.
In just a bit, the DBS Major Morning News with Curtis Matthew. In the meantime, some positive energy.
Eliminate bad mind with a firm meditation. Raise up your level of vibration. Boy, you can get what you want. Use your imagination. Hard work and determination. Wanna set a good example for the future generation. That is my main goal mission. I'm in the West Indies and we smoking trees with clear blue skies and a nice cool breeze. So relax yourself and put your mind at ease, cause you feeling the vibes right overseas. Like a Milky Way, we be making cheese. Look who got a hot track, say thank you please. Ain't nobody but Jackie making beats like this. Ain't nobody but Jackie making beats like this.
Hey, they never knew this youth man was so vibe. See, I captivate your mind and know you like me. They never knew this youth man was so. They never knew this youth man was so. They never knew this youth man was so.
DBS News. Fresh in the morning. Eye-opening and balanced. The DBS Morning News starts right now.
This morning's headlines: St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister expresses surprise that the U.S. President announced a proclamation to restrict travel to the U.S. by Dominicans and Antiguans effective the 1st of January 2026. And 3 homicides for St. Lucia in 4 days. Details of the morning news right after this.
Transform your meals with the superb quality that is found in Robert's products. Become a master baker with bubble crease shortening. Add a touch of love to your food with sunflower soft luxury spread. Perfect your bread with glow spread margarine. Add mellow cream, that tastemaker flavor to all your gravies, soups, and stews. Robert's, for the love of cooking. Distributed by Fine Foods, the biggest distributor of the biggest brands found in Dominica.
Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
This Christmas, Flow's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill and win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Major Morning News. The news this morning brought to listeners through the kind compliments of HHV Whitchurch and the Company Limited, Fine Foods Inc., Petro Caribe, and Flo Dominica. My name is Curtis Matthew. St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Dr. Godwin Friday has expressed surprise that the U.S. President announced a proclamation to restrict travel to the U.S. by Dominicans and Antiguans effective the 1st of January 2026. Dr. Friday says both countries cooperated with the U.S. and EU to effect changes to their CBI programs. He told a radio program in St. Vincent last week the U.S. decision does not signal the end of the CBI program.
Surprised by it because, I know that the ECCB and with input from the U.S. officials and from European people who have raised questions about the CBI program, they've all had input in it, and they've made some adjustments which were satisfactory to those persons. So I was surprised by it, but I don't think it jeopardizes the program. I think that there may be other reasons why those actions were taken, but we have to get those from the people who did it. What I do know is that there are other countries with CBI programs that they've not been affected, and that assurances I've gotten from persons in the U.S. government was that there were ameliorative measures that they wanted to see, and those are being done. So, I don't see that is a death knell to the CBI programs, and we intend to proceed with our plan to have a citizenship and investment program here in the country, because I believe we are reaching a point now with debt of $3.1 billion. 36 cents out of every dollar goes to service the debt. You can't borrow much more. And in these day and age, people are not coming to say, listen, here is some money here, and they accept that they're demanding things that you can't give. We are coming in the last in the OECS, so we have the opportunity to look at what other countries have done and to pick what are best practices.
And that's the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister, Dr. Godwin Friday. Chief Magistrate Candia Carret George says night court at the Roseau Magistrates Court will be expanded in the new year. Night court was reintroduced this year, however, it was challenged for several reasons. The Chief Magistrate says the system has become better organized.
The initial rollout of the night court encountered several challenges, inclusive of timely service of documents by both the police and bailiffs, which affected hearing readiness. There were also expressed concerns as to the ability of persons to attend court during the extended hours. Considerations were therefore given to the location of the litigants and the availability and reliability of transportation to and from Roseau. In that regard, matters were listed for litigants who were from areas where there is a reliable nightly bus service. Despite these initial areas of concern, which have in essence been addressed, the overall attendance has steadily increased and is expected to continue to improve as the night court sittings continue. The night court began with a focus primarily on civil matters, a number of which were resolved through ex parte hearings and in-person trials. Due to the prison's set hours for intake, it is not feasible to conduct criminal trials for persons who are in custody. However, we expect to see an expansion of the listings for the night court to include the hearing of criminal matters for persons who are out on bail, as well as private criminal matters. The following data summarizes night court activity to date. In September of 2025, 20 matters were completed at the night court, although we did not start at the beginning of the month. During the period October 1st to 13th, 28 matters were completed. From November 1st to December 9th, 2025, 38 matters have been completed at the night court.
And that's Dominica's Chief Magistrate, Candia Carret George. President of the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, Kitwani Ferreira, wants the Ministry of Tourism to review the new fee structure put in place for stayover visitors. She says to access tourism sites, stayover visitors are at a disadvantage compared to cruise visitors. The DHTA president says the impact of the fees is already being felt in the tourism industry.
We are already receiving reports from visitors opting out of site visits and seeking alternatives. The DHJ, through its membership, is preparing a list of sites and activities which are accessible without fees or at a lower cost. It is important to state that our position is not in any way against cruise tourism. Many of our members depend highly on cruise, and we consider the economic impact of the cruise industry key to the economy and vital to many. Cruise visitors represent approximately 80% of the total arrivals, yet they contribute less than 10% to the tourism GDP. On average, a stayover visitor spends 50 times more than a cruise visitor, and at higher visitor volumes, cruise ship visitors place 5 times more pressure on natural sites than stayover visitors. Stayover visitors contribute 90% of the tourism GDP and are central to Dominica's high-yield development strategy. This current funding model that placed almost the entire burden on stayover visitors, while cruise continued to only pay $3 to access the sites and with no head tax adjustment, is neither equitable or sustainable. It is important to ensure that both major segments of the industry contribute proportionately to the protection of the natural asset on which we all depend.
And that's the president of the Dominica Hotel and Tourism Association, Kitwani Ferreira. Minister responsible for education, Octavia Alfred, has condemned the recent acts of violence which claimed the lives of 2 men in separate incidents last week. The incidents took homicides in Dominica to 22 for the year. The education minister says a culture of peace is needed in Dominica.
This is a time where we should be enjoying ourselves with our families, sharing joy, being merry, eating and drinking. And so I take this opportunity to strongly condemn the recent acts of violence and shooting in our country. Such acts of violence have no place in our society, and they only bring us pain, and they only bring us fear. They only disturb our communities and our country. You know, and this should make all of us think, what is this? We are not used to that. And this is why I urge everyone to join in building a culture of peace and tolerance. The government is committed to ensuring that every Dominican is safe. And we will continue to take steps to strengthen law enforcement's ability to curb violent crimes. So as we wrap up 2025 and we move into 2026, let us stand up by our national anthem and a people strong and healthy, full of godly, reverent fear. Let's show reverence to God. Let's show respect for life. Let's show love for each other. Let's embrace each other, and let's appreciate and maintain this peaceful nation. Let us continue to have a spirit of tolerance. Let us resolve conflict amicably. There's always a better way to do it. And so I send sympathy and strength to the families who have to go through this grieving period during such a time. And I call on every Dominican to condemn those acts. And you play your part to ensuring that we maintain a peaceful nation.
Minister responsible for education, Octavia Alfred. Acting Police Chief Lincoln Corbett is promising greater activity from the Firearms Task Force and Beat Unit within the police force in 2026. He says the 2 units were established in 2025.
And to date, we can report this year, under the powers vested in the minister, the Firearms Task Force have been established. And we're working very quietly, but effectively. From the time the unit have been established for the past about a month, we've been able to recover 12 firearms. It's not easy to recover 1 firearm. Most of to recover 12 firearms. And some of those firearms are very high-powered firearms. In one case, we recovered about 5 rifles, and we won't relent. I said before, we won't relent. And we'll go after the firearms wherever they are. Wherever in the country we think they are, we'll go after them. Because this scourge, we're not used to it. We're not used to these calluses of firearms in Dominica. And we won't relent until such time that we get rid of these firearms. We also saw the establishment of the Beat Unit. Again, the minister powers vested in him have impressed upon us that the BIT unit must be established. And we have established the BIT unit, but the BIT unit is established and it's not going nowhere, meaning that it's there to stay. And we would have seen some of the benefits of the unit so far. Again, in terms of reports in Roseau, significant reduction in reports to the police. Burglaries, way down. Issues of vagrancy, way down. Theft, way down.
And that's the acting police chief, Lincoln Corbett. Let's move into St. Lucia now. In that country, police are investigating 3 homicides recorded over a 4-day period following 2 fatal shootings in Soufriere and a stabbing in Dennery. The police said the first incident occurred in the early hours of Christmas Eve when officers attached to the Soufriere police station responded to reports of gunshots. Hours later, another fatal shooting was reported in the same community. The 3rd homicide occurred on Sunday, December 28, when officers attached to the Dennery police station responded to a report of a stabbing. Police are urging anyone with information relating to the 3 incidents to contact the nearest police station and major crime unit. It is 15 minutes after 7 o'clock. That's news. Coming up soon, the DBS Morning Sports Report.
Peter, where did you put the Lay's chips?
Oh, shucks. I forgot them at home on the counter.
You must be joking. Boy, turn around. No chips, no picnic. He knows that whether it's a picnic, entertaining at home, snacks for the children, or just liming, we always have Frito-Lay chips and snacks with a wide variety of brands, all made natural and continually improving on their products. Frito-Lay snacks is a must for any occasion. There is more than just fun in Frito-Lay snacks. Distributed by Fine Foods Inc. and available at shops and supermarkets all around Dominica. Forgot them at home. He want to spoil my day. Frito-Lay, good food for the fun of it. Since 1910, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited has proudly served Dominica, offering a wide variety of products and services in shipping, logistics, insurance, travel, retail, and wholesale. We are committed to serve you. Contact us today at 767-255-1100 or visit us at our main office on Old Street, Roseau. From humble beginnings to proud achievements, HHV Whitchurch and Company Limited.
Petro Caribe. Tank installation is part of our mission. Excellent client support is what we got. Contribution to development of Dominica. Supply of LPG at an affordable rate. Let's go. Petro Caribe straight. No time to waste. So come on everyone with me to Petro Caribe. 250 gallon propane tank. 420 pound propane tank. 100 pound LPG cylinder. Petro Caribe. 20 pound fiberglass cylinder. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe. Petro Caribe.
Wow, a new laptop.
Yep,
How much you pay?
only $10. This Christmas, sign up for any home bundle or the Tobo 400 internet plan or higher and get a laptop or tablet for only $10. And there's more. You can win even more festive prizes with our Christmas Spin the Wheel. That's faster, more reliable internet with same upload and download speeds and fantastic rewards. Sign up in-store today or visit online at discoverflow.co for more info. We keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
Covering the nation and beyond, DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph
Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fence pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
Let's begin the DBS Morning Sports Report with track and field news. Head coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace, has described 2025 as an outstanding and highly successful season for the club. He said 2025 was marked by dominance at the local level and significant individual achievements.
Going out from the 2025 season, we had quite a bit of national records being set and broken. Delani George, as well as Chris Tuse, are two of the names that stands out to me. We were able to have a team go across to Martinique for the Carifta trials there, and right there we got our very first two qualifiers, Jariah Lewis and Jaden Joseph. At that competition as well, we had Jaden Joseph breaking the under 18 boys long jump record, national long jump record. So it was a very good season. We topped off the season as club champions, amassing over 28 gold medals to our nearest rivals, getting 11 and 9. Aspirers at the National Junior Championship as well as the National Juvenile Championship was the dominant force as we pretty much walked away with most of the winnings in those categories. And so we were very thankful that when it came to the 2025 Sports Awards for the Dominica Athletics Association, Aspirers pretty much swept the floor when it came to the club awards, taking National Club of the Year, taking the national title, as well as the club championship, a title which would have won earlier up in the year. We also accompanied that with many individuals, outstanding performances, getting top athletes in the under 13, under 15, all the way up to the under 17. And dominant performances coming from our jumpers and middle distance runners.
And that's the head coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace. Wallace says that after being back on the athletic scene in just over a year, the Aspirers Athletics Club has positioned itself as a force to be reckoned with and now looks towards 2026 with the club's focus shifting towards regional success, starting with the Carifta Games.
Because it's all well and good to win on the local scene, but if you cannot market that regionally and really put athletes on top of the podium regionally, then the quality of our performance will not be seen or recognized, should I say. And so right now the focus is on building regional champions, starting with the Carifta Games. Persons who know my coaching style, I always build, with the help of God, I always build on what the foundation I set. So I am one that, believe that as a champion, as defending champion, you cannot come and do the same thing the same old way. You have to build and come stronger. So Aspirers going into 2026 is going to be a stronger force to be reckoned with. We have quite a bit of newcomers who have come on board. It's names like Kidella Victor, Rico Warner. These are, names that we should look for, as well as Shanti Joseph These are names that should be looked for because they are going to wow Dominica and move on to be household names.
And that's the head coach of the Aspirers Athletics Club, Nabi Wallace. Some cricket news now. Dominica and Windward Island Volcanoes cricketer Stefan Pascal says the past year has been one of growth, learning, and valuable experience in his development as a player. Pascal described the first full run in regional first-class cricket as a learning experience, admitting that results did not meet expectations but played a key role in shaping his development. He explained that those early challenges pushed him to reassess his game, which led to a successful return to the under-19 level.
This year for sure was, I wouldn't say a challenging year, but it was a year where I learned a lot about myself. Starting off with the first class competition early up in the year. My first sort of full run in the team, and obviously it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. But I felt like it taught me a lot about myself as a player, as a person. And I just took those learnings from the mistakes I made, and I went back to the drawing board. You know, I took the time to go back to the under-19 level where I performed how I should. But I feel like I wouldn't have done that if I didn't go through what I went through during the first class season. So, you know, that tournament with the Dominic under-19, we won the tournament. I scored the most runs. I scored my first ever century for Dominic at any level. And I just feel like as a player, you have to go through these sort of learning periods to mature quicker. So, I mean, it's all well and good to say, yes, you want to perform. I mean, everybody wants to perform and make their name. But sometimes that isn't always the case, and that isn't always your path as a player.
And that's Dominica and Windward Island Volcanoes player Stefan Pascal. At the senior level, Pascal also acknowledged mixed performances, including a rain-affected Super 50 competition that limited playing opportunities. Despite that, he said the experience helped build confidence and highlighted the importance of patience and decision-making.
I mean, in the games that I did get to bat, I did get an opportunity to bat. I felt like the first game was really it. Like, I felt really good. We were chasing a big total, and I feel like nothing was in trouble in me. And the way I got out, it was something that, again, maybe exuberance of youth, you know, just keeping on trying to go big and not taking a step back and calming down yourself in the situation. But again, like I said earlier, these things must happen for you to learn from it. And I think the best experience or the best teacher in life is experience. So again, that's something I have to look forward to, you know, next opportunities. I feel like it's just being more a student of the game and putting yourself, visualizing yourself in those types of situations more often than not.
Dominica and Windward Island Volcanoes cricketer Stefan Pascal. Let's head to some football news now. We United FC continue to set the pace in the DFA Boys Under-18 football competition after maintaining a perfect record from their opening 4 games. The league leaders have collected a maximum 12 points, scoring an impressive 17 goals while conceding just 3, giving them a commanding goal difference of plus 14. Bath Estate FC and Harlem United SC are also enjoying strong starts to their campaigns, both remaining unbeaten with 2 wins from 2 matches. Bath Estate FC have been particularly dominant in attack, netting 12 goals and conceding only 1, while Harlem United SC, they've scored 6 goals and conceded 2 to sit level on 6 points. East Central FC currently occupy mid-table with 5 points from 5 matches despite a negative goal difference, while Bombers FC sit on 3 points after securing 1 win from 3 outings. At the lower end of the table, Maho Soccer Strikers FC and Point Michel FC have each picked up a single point so far, while BAA Sharks FC are yet to get off the mark after 2 encounters. Let's go back to some cricket news. Host of the top of Off Cricket podcast, Kevin Henry, has called for an immediate change in the West Indies Test captaincy, arguing that the role is negatively affecting Roston Chase's batting form. Henry proposed that Shea Hope be appointed Test captain, suggesting that Hope is better equipped to handle the pressure of leadership. The host of the Top of Off Cricket podcast said the West Indies management should act decisively ahead of the upcoming series against Pakistan and Sri Lanka.
If I was Sammy, I would make a decision right now, because the last thing you want is to go into the Pakistan series or the Sri Lanka series with a captain who is lacking confidence and in 16 innings has only passed 40 twice. You understand me? That's the last thing you need. This is what I would do. I would say to Shea Hope, I'm going to relieve you of the T20 captaincy. I need you to be my Test captain. Because you know why? Of all the men that's around right now, the only person that I know that I'm confident that can make runs with the pressures of the West Indies captaincy is Shea Hope. He's done it in the T20, he's done it in the one day. You understand me? That's the only person that the captaincy is not really affecting their batting. I would make this move early.
And that's host of the Top of Off Cricket podcast, Kevin Henry. While advocating for Chase's removal as captain, Henry made it clear he does not support dropping the all-rounder from the squad.
I'm not dropping Roston Chase from the squad. I just don't think he can handle the captaincy of the West Indies team. I'm going to give it to Shea Hope. Here's why I'm not dropping Roston Chase, right? I'm not in the business of just getting rid of players like that. I'm not in that business. I'm going to give him the Sri Lanka series to get his batting right. He got 4 innings. If I'm Sammy, I'm telling him, you got 4 innings. You need to give me at least a century. At a minimum, you've got to give me a century. You got to give me something to work with. You got to give me a century. You got to give me something to work with. Or like you said, 3 half centuries. You understand me? You've got to give me something to work with. But I'm not giving him the captaincy. I'm removing him from the captaincy because more than anything else, it seems like it has affected his batting. Captaincy is a poison chalice. Not everybody can smoke it.
And that's host of the Top of Off Cricket podcast, Kevin Henry. And National Director for Special Olympics, Dominica Ainsworth Irish, has highlighted the importance of transparency, accountability, and structured governance for sporting organizations striving for excellence. Irish was speaking following his regional certificate of achievement for National Directors of the Year.
One of the things you have to look at is transparency and accountability. For instance, I got $3,000 US, and I have to send them all the receipts, and everything is accounted for. And even if we made a surplus, we have a surplus of about 1,200 EC dollars. I reported that to them, and they say you can keep that for your national games coming up soon. So yes, some of the association should take that as a leapfrog, as a fillip to organizing. You have your records straight, you have your meetings regularly, once a month. In fact, to get our accreditation from the international circuit, from the Special Olympics International, you must have at least 4 board meetings annually. So every month we meet at the SMA. So you have to have that accountability. You have to make sure that there's transparency, and whatever you do, you discuss with your organization, and you get the consent, and of course the consent from each individual on your board, and you move forward.
And that's the National Director for Special Olympics, Dominica Ainsworth Irish. We've run out of time. That's a look at the DBS Major Morning News and Sports. But let's remind you, 9:30 to 10:30 this morning, there's a special discussion on DBS on the Dominica Music Awards. 9:30 to 10:30 this morning, and at 11 o'clock, we go live to Bloombox in Roseau. You don't want to miss these special programs on DBS Radio in the course of the day. Let's also remind you the DBS News in Review for 2025 comes up on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. Don't forget the time, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock, the major stories of the past year. And, of course, the presenters will be Tirila Alexander, Kareem Bertrand and Trudy Christian. And Sports in Review, Friday morning at 9 o'clock, the first airing. That will be presented by the man himself, Gavin Richards. You don't want to miss great programming on DBS Radio this week. Well, that's a look at the news and sports. Let's also remind you, 11 o'clock, there is a news update and a major package again at 1:15 on behalf of the news and sports departments. And our link person, Hazari Williams. Curtis Matthew saying good morning.
This Christmas, bring home the joy with NBD. Apply for an NBD credit card or personal loan, and you could be one of our lucky winners in a special Christmas shopping spree. Celebrate the season with friends and family. Shop for your holiday favorites and make this Christmas truly magical. Make your season brighter. Visit any NBD branch today. For more information, go to nbddominica.com or call 767-255-2300. Hurry! This festive offer ends January 9th, 2026. Don't miss your chance to bring home the joy. Terms and conditions apply.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprises